happened behind the scene, and sometimes when some of us who follow politics in Nigeria say something, a lot we cannot say on television, but yeah, we do know a lot is happening. We understand that Honorable Miranda has been told to resign. In fact, we do know there is a drafted resignation letter, which some of the lawmakers behind the cameras have said they would not allow. They're standing behind, and we also told that leaders of the party had told her to resign. Perhaps Honorable Obasa should return as the Speaker of the House of Assembly, and this got this woman into shedding some tears. A very emotional moment for Honorable Miranda. How long she's going to be in that chair, well, can only be determined by those who are in that chamber, who stood today to say they are reposing their confidence now, and they voted confidence on our leadership today in Lagos State House of Assembly. What is worrisome, however, is what has become the invasion and the attendance of security agents bearing arms in the hallowed chambers of the House of Assembly. Is worrisome for our politics. But well, let's get some commentary. First and foremost, let me get in the Lagos State Labour Party governorship candidate in the 2023 election. Mr. Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivourary is live for us. Mr. Rhodes-Vivourary, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight. Let me get your take. You've been watching and looking at what is happening. What is your view and take on what you saw happen today, especially what you can see on national television this evening?
It was a major low for politics in Lagos State. And I like as you introduced the fact that Lagos State has had a sophisticated political history for a very long time. Since the 1800s, there's been a demand for an independent legislative arm while it was still a protectorate. And to see what happened today was an assault on this very assembly that its members are supposed to owe their loyalty to the Constitution. And anybody that is trying to capture it for whatever political interest or one person's interest and is trying to defile what this assembly is supposed to be, it should be it's a big shame. The 2020 election showed Lagos politics to go to a low. This is there was an attempt today to take the politics of Lagos State to a whole new low. And I have to say, I give a lot of credit and respect to the assembly members for standing their ground, for standing behind the process through which they elected their current speaker. And it's unfortunate that all the allegations that were brought against the former speaker, 17 billion for a gate and all sorts of corruption allegations, we have not seen anything come of it. The FCC has not investigated. All of these corruption allegations are still in the air. But we must understand also that it's very unfortunate to put also an indigene of Lagos. I mean, indigenes of Lagos are looking at the first time where, okay, the third position, we can see a daughter of ours, and imagine what they're thinking, seeing all this harassment of her, right? And armed men coming into the state assembly is a big disgrace. It's a big disgrace, and it's a new law for our politics in Lagos State. There isn't any excuse. We have seen them try to frame and spin narratives. What we saw today happen in the State Assembly was disgraceful. It must be condemned, and we must find people that were behind this thing, and they should be brought to book. Because setting this kind of dangerous precedent starts to create the foundation to turn any state to a banana republic. And Lagos State has gone past that hundreds of years ago.
So if you look at what happened today as a leader and a voice of opposition in the state, a major part of this issue or the controversy that we saw today is an internal issues within the All Progressives Congress APC, the leading party in Lagos, and which has escalated so badly in what we have seen today. The majority members are of the APC extraction, and now what we're seeing is some kind of APC affairs that are not being properly handled. It's gotten out of the public and has come into public light in this manner. But then The impact on governance is a worry here. Do you have your worry about how this will impact on governance in the state?
Oh, certainly. I mean, look at our assembly members that should be offering quality representation to their constituents are distracted by armed men storming the state assembly. It's completely disgraceful, right? And we also have to understand that, again, the president of this state, it must be roundly rejected. It must be roundly rejected by everybody. And yes, it's an in-house party situation, but whoever is behind this should solve this problem in a civilized fashion, right? Because the state assembly must owe its loyalty to the constituents, to their respective constituents, not to a godfather, not to any particular one person's political interest, right? It must be to the constituents that elected them to come into this position. There are ways to solve these problems. I read last week that they are taking this matter to the court of law. That is a civilized way of doing things. That's how things are supposed to be done in Lagos State, the center of excellence. Not storming the state assembly with armed men. If they've gone to the court of law, they should go through that process and see it through. That is the way it's supposed to be done.
Do you imagine, Mr. Rhodes-Vivourary, do you imagine that this is a political godfatherism being played to the gallery? Or what exactly do you think is playing out here?
I think that the APC has sort of normalized this idea of using intimidation and force to get their way, and that is what we saw today. An attempt to intimidate this the speaker to resign and step aside by using armed men and using threats of violence. That's what we saw today, and that's unacceptable.
So now, in all of this, generally speaking, one will imagine how this, in some states of the Federation, in Lagos, in Rivers State, for example, this is it started on a very simple and it escalated so badly. Now, Lagos State is experiencing this kind of situation, and the resistance that you're seeing by the majority of the members of the assembly is showing one thing, that some of them are now opposing what has been the leadership structure in their party, and the center can no longer hold. And now you look at what is going on. How do you imagine this could impact, and the fact that the fear of this not getting on the street, because if political supporters are unleashed to intervene in Lagos, and you know what Lagos could look like when political tension arises on the street, it's something that you cannot imagine.
To be honest with you, I don't really see that happening, because this is a situation where the majority of people in the House have selected the speaker they want to speak for them, right? And this is going against one man's ambition or one man's position. I mean, I don't know how many people is going to mobilize from Agege to come and start terrorizing the whole of Lagos. And that will also be a reflection on him as a politician, as a person. There was a civilized way by which they got him out. If he's not happy with it, he should face it in the court of law, right? All this intimidation of the speaker, of members of the state assembly is unacceptable. People, his leaders in the GAC, the president should call him to order. Lagos State has advanced way past this for over 2 centuries. We don't want to be going back and going to whole new lows in Lagos State politics. There are civilized ways to handle these things, and his leaders, his party should call him to order, see it through the court of law.
Finally, before I allow you to go, Mr. Gbadebo, give us an understanding of the balance of politics in Lagos, because it's been said that the Lagos governor is in one senatorial district and the speaker is in the same senatorial district. And if you look at it, the Lagos governor, the deputy governor, and the speaker are in a certain senatorial district as against a senatorial district that should have had the speaker, causing a political imbalance. These are some of the reasons being given for Honorable Mojisola Meranda to step aside or resign from her position. Does it make a political sense to you?
You know, after we had a Muslim ticket run in this country, right, I've started to question all these norms that we've had before the election that brought the current people that are occupying Aso Rock. If representatives not only stand behind the current speaker, but have stood their ground against violence and intimidation, there must be something of quality in that woman. And if we have a speaker that all the constituents that are representing the entirety of Lagos believe in and stand behind, I believe that is better. That is in the betterment and in the better interest of Lagos State, regardless of what central district she's from. She's there to pass the laws for the benefit of all Lagosians, and every constituent member is going to have a right to address her and push the interests of his or her constituents in the State Assembly.